namaste. We are not having great light here today. Anyway, people have asked me, are you living alone? Are you married? What's up? No, I've been alone for a lot of years. What's dating? I've forgotten what that is. I don't think I've seen anything to do with dating since I was in high school, right after high school. And then, so most of my existence has been alone. Is it, do I have something against it? No, there's nothing against it. It just doesn't come up here. Okay. Now, for a lot of my years, yes, I was absolutely celibate because of the path, because I have Kundalini awakening. And to do the path, your focus has to be one pointed in one direction. Now, if you are in the midst of Kundalini and you want to, your focus is to get to realization. If you are in the midst of having relationships, then you're divided, okay? You can't be internalized and externalized in the same time. Doesn't work, okay? You become too body focused if you are in relationship. So for me, for many years, 30 years, I was celibate, absolutely 100%. Not that I'm not celibate now, I'm still celibate, but it's not due that I'm on a spiritual quest and I have to be celibate any longer. That's not the case, okay? Once one transitions and enters realization and the mind has become still and it's no longer active, at that point, if one wants to go into relationship and have relationship, nothing wrong with it, okay? It's not that there's something, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying there's something wrong with relationships in any case. But again, if you are going towards realization, you have a very extreme Kundalini awakening, and that's your focus, then again, yes, throughout history, there's a reason that realized masters and beings were celibate, okay? It's the way it is, okay? Because again, the mind has to be fully immersed internally into consciousness rather than the external happenings of the world, Shakti divisionary drama, okay? So that is why you always see me alone with my little doggies. That's it, me and the boys. So yes, it's not that I have something against it. I think really men are afraid of me because I'm not easily manipulated by anything. I'm very much my own person. And really, at this stage of the game, I don't even know if I could live with somebody because I've never lived with anybody. Even when I was married when I was young, I was in the military and we weren't together. So I never had that experience of being married and being with somebody and having that interaction. Just has not been in my world at all. Would be interesting to see what that's like. But to this point, that's never been. And let's face it, I'm not getting younger. Oh, God. In a couple of weeks, I'll be 68, for God's sakes. Anyway, so that's where that's at. So, thanks for asking. Yeah, I think maybe sometimes it's easier being single because you don't answer to anyone. You're your own counsel. You have your own timetable when you get up, when you go to bed, what you do, when you do it. You don't have to check with somebody first, okay? And if you're comfortable within yourself, and you're not driven by sex, you're not driven by that neediness to have somebody to cling to, then why not? You know, you're quite happy and comfortable in your own skin. You enjoy life as it is. Okay? So for some people, it's just their way of living and being, just to be single and celibate and happy with life as it is. Okay? You don't feel like really you've missing something. Okay? So that's how that is. Anyway, we'll leave that there. Now, I thought it would be really interesting. We'll see if this is how this is going to work out, if it's going to work or if it's not going to work. Do a reading on why am I single? I think guys are afraid of me is what it is. And well, it's also, I don't put myself out there, you know. I don't flirt. I don't go to bars. I don't drink. I don't, you know, basically my life is I'm at home and I'll go out, maybe have my coffee. I might go to Starbucks or something, sit there and have my coffee, but I don't have a lot of interaction with people. Okay. So we'll see. Oh. Well, this at least the cards are pointing to the right reading. So it's Sai, what's going on with the lover? You got no lover. So here's the message. Oh, mercy. Well, let's get a little more clarification. Oh, mercy. Let's get a little more. Next card out is, oh, it's been a waiting game. It's waiting. Oh, ooh, ooh, ooh. Now, if that's what it's about, the the one of power there, or maybe that's me. I'm just yeah, that connection with the stars, the universe, you know. So I'm gonna have to sit with that middle one and figure out what that is. Is that maybe that's just me? You know, you got your sword of truth. You know, the wisdom, the sword of truth, and just in there, it could be me because they're at their home. You know, it's somebody there that's at home. They've got the sword of truth. Looks very set in his ways. Do I look that stern? Anyway, so it looks pretty set in his ways. Okay, and it's been a long time it's been that way. Okay, and the focus is more, you know, towards the stars, to the universe, to that information. So let's continue forward and see what it has to say. Oh, mercy. Let's see what we have to say. Nurturance. What am I nurturing? Nurturing other people, trying to, give out what information you can. Instead of being the head of a path for as a guru for, what is it going, 18 years now. That's a lot, since 1999. No, so it's coming up on 19 years. Oh my God, this is quite some time. Yeah, been a long time in doing this. Okay, next. It's the card of, and this is again something one goes through on their spiritual thing. If you are to be a guide, you go through a dark night of the soul. Not happening now. This happened in my path long ago when I was doing the journey. And yeah, it was a very tough place to be. You can go through that for a year, 2 years. I mean, it's very, very, very intense when one gets to that point that one feels not only your own suffering, but the suffering of the universe. And yeah, it's a tough one to be. At that point, you're just, when you're going through the dark night of the soul, it's a day by day, minute by minute, trying to go through it. You're just praying for death, literally praying for death, because it is so difficult. Thank God that passes, but yeah, that can be there for quite some time if one is going to deeper levels. One does pass through that. So, dark night of the soul. Yeah, not a fun part to go through. Next is intention. Okay. Yeah, my path was, I had the intention to go forward to realization. Yeah. So let's see what's happening. It was also something that was nurtured to go forward, to do the spiritual quest no matter what, to absolutely be 100% engaged in that 24/7. So again, if one has a genuine Kundalini awakening, it's a 24/7 happening. It's not a pranic surge where you get it and you might see a light for a moment and then it subsides. No, it's something that's ongoing 24/7 that one deals with. Okay. Next is achiever. Man of the worlds. Okay. So let me check something with that. Okay, so with that, it's, it's giving a yes that, you're engaging in the outside world, wanting everything to come together. But it's also, the swing on that is not so heavy because you're engaged mostly with the internal rather than the external things. But of course, during that time, you're also focused on doing what you need to do in the world. So yeah, that happens as well. Man of the worlds. I like that. It's got the it's got a very psychedelic Rolls Royce over there. Okay, let's see what else we have here. Next is unity. Buffalo woman. Yes, my path was towards unity, entering into that divine. Okay. that goes beyond oneness. It goes beyond that to total unity, where one dissolves into that. Okay, let's continue forward. See why else. Why did it not happen in my world? Next is magic. So again, my path was one on just really being intent with that energy in that direction, in a single direction. Flying along, making it fly, to make it fly. Dragonfly. Next comes out to be conflict. So let's see what this is. Yeah, will to power. Competitiveness. Controversy. Loggerheads, you know. To have somebody there would have been loggerheads. It would have been a conflict. Or maybe if I had somebody in my life now, I would be in conflict. I would be loggerheads with them. But we'll continue to go forward and see. But so far to this point, you know, the reading's been well, it could be what's happened before. It's also what's going now as well. So, yeah. Change your focus. Okay. So we'll have to see what other cards are around, if the focus needs to be changed in this moment, or if the focus was changed then, because my focus was changed from having interaction in relationships to being single and going forward to realization. So let's see what else we have. See, that's what I mean. You know, when you're reading the cards, it could be a couple of different interpretations depending on what's around it. So let's see. That could be also read that in relationships there can be that again loggerheads with someone else, so one changes the focus to not have relationships. So it could be read that way as well. It could be read a few different ways. So again, let's see what else comes out. Water of wisdom. Yeah. So it's interesting too, when you look at this segment, we've got the relationship thing here, which you can, you know, when you're in relationships, there's always a bit of loggerhead things going on. Okay. But my focus was towards wisdom. My focus, if it was on the other side, then I would be going towards that. But instead of that, I'm going away from that towards. See, so where the card falls It could be a whole change of change the focus to go towards relationship. Okay, it could be change your focus to go towards. Okay, but no, I abdicated that of the conflict and the the willpower that there in a relationship. There's always that willpower one to one, that trying to find that competitiveness. There's competitiveness there. There's other things that happen. Okay, and in my case maybe there would be competitiveness because, like I said, I'm very settled within myself, and I'm not a clingy person. I'm not looking to somebody to I would not be looking to a man for guidance or for this or for that. So maybe there would be a competitiveness there. Let's see. So my focus was changed to being with the water of wisdom, being with wisdom. So let's continue forward, see what else we have with this. Oh, mercy, where are we going with this thing? Why do I not have somebody in my life? Doesn't look like it's going to happen, does it? No, I don't think so. But we'll see. Because we are the world, okay? And my sense is more expanded on that than in a relationship, one-to-one type of a thing. See, we get, I don't know what happened, why we have no light here today. So ongoing, let's see what else it says. But I don't think, it doesn't look like it's in the cards for me in this lifetime. Okay, continuing on. What do we have here? Yeah. Sacrifice. Okay, there we go. You can see light on the card there. Sacrifice. Gave that up. Gave that up. That's let's continue forward. Lord have mercy. I gave that up. Okay. Next is well, that's a weird card to come out. Let me check something with that, because that is a very strange card to come out. Okay, so let's see what this is going to do. Yeah, it's okay. Well, this is interesting. I'm just going to give it time to see what all it's going to do here. Wow. Now that is really interesting. Okay. It So this one's going to take some explaining because this has gone a whole cycle. Okay, now let me explain what this comes out because I'm going, what the heck is this doing out here? The devil. Okay, now the devil a lot of times it can also mean ego because what happened with Satan was he fell because of ego. Okay, at first he was the head of the heavenly choir. Okay, but because of ego, that's how he became Satan. He became, and so anyway, when the card, when it first came out, what it was doing was that means that I abdicated the path of ego. Okay, so let me explain why that is. Okay, because first when it came out, we had upright, yes, the devil, ego. Okay, then what happened was the energy slowed down and then it came to a stop. Okay, so that was no more energy for that. Now what had happened was it started spinning into the way of spirituality, and it's going in the way of beneficial spirituality. So as you can see, it's circling now, which means that I abdicated the path of ego and went to spirit. And then we'll see if it, yeah, now it's going, and it upturned it. Okay, so first it went and was talking about the path of ego. It stopped. I gave no energy to that, which is true. In the path of Kundalini too, you get also another thing that happens. So I don't know why this is coming out now, but another thing that happens is you have these, you have to face these fears of this demonic, of the negative that come at you. And at one point in the path, it was so devastating. The fear was so, I was surprised my hair didn't turn white because I was sitting in the middle like this, just absolutely cowering because this great fear comes over you and you can feel that evil force. And what I had to learn at that point in time, so maybe it's a teaching that needs to come out now for whatever reason, I don't know. Maybe somebody's dealing with this, I don't know. But what you learn is not to give it any energy. If you fight it, it will gain strength. If you try to, people say just love whatever it's, it doesn't matter. If you give it any energy at all, it will gain strength. So the thing is, you don't feed it. You give it no energy, no power, and then it has to dissipate and it dies. Okay, that goes away. Okay, so that's what happens with that. You choose the path of, and this is the problem with some of the paths, the law of attraction, the one I was doing the other day, Abram. And this is also what Nityananda is teaching, this law of attraction. If it feels good, do it. And that's the whole thing with like Anton LaVey, if you remember Anton LaVey, the Church of the Satanists. They're all about ego. If it feels good to ego, do it. There are no consequences to it. Well, there are consequences to it. There is karma, but they say there's no karma. If it feels good, do it. Okay. So anyway, so that's what happens with this card. Comes out, it starts here, but you abdicate that and you don't follow that path. You absolutely, your focus is internalized, not my will, but thy will be done. And that overturns that. You are in the path. Oh yeah, that's why it came out. The path of sacrifice. Okay. Exactly. Not my will. You have either the path of ego or sacrifice. Not my will, but thine be done. Okay. Not my will, but thine be done. Okay. So one enters into that sacrifice. One sacrifices ego to the altar of truth. One sacrifices ego to the altar of truth. Yeah. One goes through the death before the death. Okay. And when one gets to that moment of sacrifice, it's terrifying because you don't know if you're going to be possessed. You feel like, oh my God, what's coming? This great fear is coming. This great fear is coming. One sacrifices. On the altar of truth, I lay myself, and this fear is coming. Okay. And then at that point, you just say, the only one that could save me is God. And this just goes. And you find out that ego was always an illusion, a delusion as well. That it was an illusion and a delusion. Okay. So, wow. Well, that's interesting that all that came forward today in a teaching. Oh, why I don't have a man in my life, and I wind up with a big teaching coming out of it. That's why, because I'm a teacher, I'm a guru. I don't get, that's not happening in my world. Interesting. Okay. Okay, let's see what else happens here. Yeah. That the path is there to give out what one has to give out, okay? To give out what one has to give out. You give out as much as you can give out, okay? Yeah. You say, whatever truth I get, I'm willing to share it. I'm willing to share it. So those that come, that are seeking, that are looking for that truth, you are willing to give it out, what you can. Okay. So we're coming down to the grand finale of why I don't have somebody here. It's because it's your path. That's basically what it's telling me. This is the path. This is what you chose. So you get bupkis. When it comes to relationship, you get bupkis. Yeah, well, thanks. So I just need to smell the roses. Oh, Lord. Just enjoy what you have. Smell the roses. Oh. So, that's good. Can I have the roses without the thorns? Can I have, can I at least have that? Okay, next. The word Lord, communication, praise. The word. Yeah. Well, yeah, that was kind of my path. The word. To find out what is the word. The word was with God and the word was God. But to, again, to go beyond that divisionary to that, to realization. Because the first thing that happens is the word. The word is divisionary, Shakti, that brings duality into motion. Okay, the word, that's why they say the word is God, because it creates duality. That vibration creates the seen world. Okay, the world of divisionary experience, the word, which is the God, the creation of the realm. And the final, my final here, lodge, council. There it is. Because I get to be the place of counsel. where people come to learn about the word and to learn how to smell the roses. Okay? So that's why I am the one of truth that went to the light. Okay? It was the long path of there. So, sigh, oh, sigh. It's my job to be the lover, the messenger of that. Again, to give out what I can, which is the thing I made with the universe. You know, whatever you learn, you make that option to give it back to the universe, to speak about, you know, that path of ego versus the sacrifice it takes to get to realization of we are the world, the water of wisdom. If you want to get there, you need to change your focus. You need to keep your focus on the path rather than conflicting relationships, okay? I can't get away from it no matter what I do. Okay, you have to put your attention, your focus, your energy, the magic towards unity, okay? As far as achievements in the world, okay, you have some achievements in the world, but that's not the goal. The intention has to be towards nurturance, okay, nurturing your path, going forward towards that. So there you have it. It's not in the cards for me to have a relationship, okay? So, don't know what to say. This is where I'm at, and this is the path I have in this life. So, apparently, I'm going to remain celibate and alone the rest of my life. But that's okay, because I've got the world. So, namaste. Thank you for asking for that.